So on this show, we tackle Trump. No one else is really gonna care what else we talked about, but we talk about Trump.
And Beyonce. No?
What?
No, but this side is my face, where this side all you get is just, like, I just look like Cousin It from this side, because I'm going to be looking like this. Where this side, you get, like, my face. So should I ask you questions like this?
Yes, please do that. So what would you like me to do? Turn the house around? So that we
Well,
can...
I know, but I can't part my hair over there.
Why?
Because it won't stay. I messed it up because I parted it. Okay. Are you ready yet? Gosh.
All right, are we ready?
I thought of it.
It's the first one. We good?
I'm good.
Because that camera looks off.
Oh my gosh, it's your face.
There we go. Okay, well, Wake Up with Wes is morphing, it's changing based on you, the feedback that you've given us. So we're super excited. Every morning at 4 a.m., we've been putting out these videos of me walking and talking about certain topics, and the amount of questions and feedback that we've been getting from these videos is amazing. So I decided that we should create a show where we answer your questions. Yes, a question and answer show. I know a lot of them are popular. This one's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be different because we have a Jody. So Jody will be asking me questions. We'll be messing around. We've been bringing guests on. We've actually already got some amazing guests lined up. We'll probably be talking a lot about Ivan and how his favorite color is purple. And there's gonna be all kinds of amazing things that we're doing on this show. And I want you to ask any and all questions. Nothing is off limits. You simply go on Twitter and you can use the hashtag WakeUpWithWes. If your tweet's too long, you can also use the hashtag WUWW. If you can't figure that out, it's Wake Up with Wes. So either way, get your questions in. You can send us videos if you want, whatever you want to do, any type of question. So we've already got some questions in. Super excited to get this show going. So, hi, babe.
Hi.
Hi. That's your hair.
No, it's Lint. Okay.
It's not Maddie's.
Okay, so our first question is a tweet, and it's from Alan. Alan said, if you had to define the purpose of business, what would it be?
It's a great question. If I had to define the purpose of business, business is changing, okay? The corporate America, if you would, the entrepreneur, the nonprofit, every sector is completely changing. Nonprofits, which is what I'm definitely now 100% invested in with the Human Project, that has to change. Business, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 plus years and seeing the difference, the cycle of business, just the word entrepreneur. I remember when I was a kid, I was made fun of every single day for calling myself an entrepreneur. I didn't even really know what that term meant until my early teens. But now it's cool, right? Everyone's an entrepreneur. Oh, I have a funnel. I put up a website. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm making $1 million a year, even though I'm living in a tiny apartment with 7 roommates. Like, everyone is bastardizing the entire world of business, so thus it has to change. Corporate America has to take more responsibility. Nonprofits cannot depend on donations from Sally Sue's anymore. And entrepreneurialism, in the entire concept, everything is changing. It's one of the reasons we're doing this show. The concept of a nonprofit leader stepping out and having a brand or an identity is almost, in the world of nonprofits, it's suicide. Every single day, we get bombarded with questions. Why are you doing this? Why are you making it about you? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because the entire nonprofit model needs to change. If you look at influencers on the planet, if they were to decide, I'm going to get behind Feed America, and they were to take let's take Casey Neistat, for example. If Casey was to put all of his energy behind Feed America, and I don't mean just do a video and talk about like, hey, donate to this cause or help. I mean all of his energy behind it. With the audience he's created, the influence he's had, he could do more. And I mean no offense to Feed America, but he could do more in a 30-day window than Feed America has done in the last 5 years to solve the hunger problem in this country. The landscape has changed. We've seen that over and over and over again in every single industry. So business, what does it mean? Where is it going? it's completely being redefined. I believe that every business has a innate human responsibility to leave a true impact on the planet. I'm not talking Tom Shoes models of marketing. I'm talking your intent. The thing that you get up for every morning has to be woven into your business. And as you grow and financially change the platform for yourself, you've got to be creating an impact on the planet and be very intentional in what you're doing. That's my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's right.
Good job. I like it. Okay, so this question is from Amy, and it's a really good one. I'm excited to hear your answer. Bring on the woman questions. Anyways, okay, so
just make them appropriate women questions, ones that I can answer. Ivan, are you even putting the camera on me? Like, does anyone even see me, or is it just all over?
Does anyone care?
Does anyone care?
Like, let's be honest. Okay.
I love you guys. You know, I love you too. I need some love. Anyway, go on. Okay, Amy.
I love you. Okay, so Amy, she says, what do you do to quiet the voice inside that says, I can't, or who do you think you are?
I can't, or who do you think you are? That's a great question. I think every one of us, regardless of how well we, have a perceived value of ourselves. Well, that was great. Have a perceived value of ourselves. Every one of us struggle with just believing in ourselves. And if you have challenges in your life, like I've had, I mean, for those of you that don't know my childhood story, I implore you to go check it out. But if you look at my childhood, mom, dad, both left, abuse, sexual molestation, all these different things. I didn't have anyone instilling a belief in myself, right? And telling me that I'm good enough, telling me that I'm worth it. And then their actions were even worse. So but all of us have that struggle, not just because we've been through bad things. I think even on my best days, I still wonder should I be doing it this way? Or who am I to do this? Or who am I to do a show like this? Or who am I to answer these questions? Or who am I to stand in front of children? Or who am I to stand in front of businesses? But I think what we have to remember is that every single one of us have unique gifts. And however you want to believe we obtain those gifts is irrelevant, but every one of us have unique gifts. And we do the world a bigger disservice by not sharing those gifts with the world than we do with just sitting there and feeling sorry for ourselves or feeling like we can't do something or feeling like we're not good enough to do something. So the way you quiet that voice inside is the same way that you hear athletes get up for a game, or you hear that, a big CEO is getting ready to close a deal. You've just got to have that cocky voice inside of your head that's just telling you over and over, you are enough. You're a badass. You can make this happen. You're gifted. You're like no one else. It's the same thing as if you were to tell yourself over and over again, you're not good enough, you're not sexy enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not well-spoken enough, you're not funny enough. You've got to be honest, right? So you've got to have self-awareness. You have to understand what your gifts are and be focused there. Too much of our energy is focused on what we're not good at. And let me tell you a little secret. That's where the money is, okay? If I'm consulting you or I'm counseling you or I'm teaching you something, I'm going to teach you something you're not good at, AKA now you're going to pay me. So the entire marketplace is built around finding your flaws. And in finding your flaws, you don't focus on what you're good at. When you don't focus at what you're good at, you're not honing your craft, your gift. So push all of this crap away and just focus on and have that self-awareness. Be honest with yourself. Find the gifts that only you possess. And then constantly tell yourself over and over and over again, you are enough, you can do this, you have this gift, and program. It's all about that programming. It's like my TED Talk with BioWorth. It's all about programming the cells in your mind. It's all about neural pathways, but it starts with that conversation. And listen, I have however you want to visualize this, I'll give it to you this way. I literally have this little badass dude. He's awesome, right? He's got the gold chain, the sunglasses, hat backwards, wearing the coolest clothes, however you want to visualize it. And it's me inside my own head talking to myself and saying, listen, Wes, you got this. You can do this. You can make this happen. And so every once in a while when I'm down or I'm fighting something, I just go to that guy and I'm like, listen, I need you. I need that support. So just implant those visuals in your, however you want to do it. You may think that's crazy, I don't care. But for me, it works. And it has enabled me to do everything I've done in my life. So that's how you do it. Reprogram, change the voice, change the languaging, and just consistently push that out. Is that good?
Yeah.
Did you know I have a little guy in my head that wears gold chains with sunglasses?
Channel my inner badass
Right.
woman. My inner Beyonce.
Yeah, our inner Beyonce. Just say that.
Oh my God. Seriously. Did we just seriously talk about Beyonce on the
We're
first
going to
show?
talk about her every show.
If there is ever a Beyonce music video or something that shows up in one of those things, like
Now on this part, insert like Beyonce music.
right here, Beyonce
So we'll just be dancing.
doing her little. How does Beyonce dance? Is that how Beyonce dances?
I don't know. She gets,
I should dance
she gets
on this
vicious.
show.
She's a vicious
You know, if I
dancer.
dance on the show, that'll be amazing.
Let's not.
All right.
Insert Beyonce.
Next
Okay,
question.
so the next one is a video.
Oh.
So,
Video.
Hey Wes, I've heard that daughters marry men who are like their father. First off, is that true? And second of all, what subconscious things could I be teaching her without even knowing about it?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm loving these questions for the first go around. I think this is absolutely amazing. So here's the deal. I don't know if there, and listen, there could be a study out there could be 100 different things, but here's the thing with studies, is they're all based on environments, right? So I will tell you that from my personal experience and looking at the world and seeing different things, yes, daughters will find men that emulate their father at some level. I'm not gonna say it's every single thing, but at some level. And here's my explanation to that. It's comfort, it's safety. If we tear down everything about humanity and we find the one thing that we all need, it's safety. Plain and simple. And safety could mean different things to different people, but there's basic levels of safety. And one of those is comfortability. So if you're comfortable, right? Like you've been with a father for 25 years of your life and then you choose a soulmate, you're gonna be looking for things that give you that similar level of comfortability. Now again, not everything is gonna be there, not every piece. So that's the first part of your question. The second part of your question is, are there things you're doing subconsciously? Yes, there are. There are definitely things you're doing. How are you treating your wife? Are you flirtatious? Are you not? Do you give her time? Do you not? Children are like sponges. They're literally watching everything you do. They may not hear everything you say, but they are watching everything you do. So as a husband, as a father, how do you want your daughter to be treated? Are you opening doors? Are you saying yes, dear? Are you flirting? Are you slapping the butt? Are you making compliments? Are you patient? How do you want your daughter to be treated? That's what she's going to be looking for. And so subconsciously, I wouldn't say like there's like subconscious energy that you're putting out there, but your actions, the little things that you're doing, the sarcasm, the compliments, what are you doing? Because that is what your daughter is going to feel comfortable with, good or bad, going to feel comfortable with and lean towards that and finding a soulmate. So, think about that and just do a self-analyzation. How are you treating your wife? Where are you at with her? And what kind of energy are you creating in the home? Super, super, super awesome question. I love it. And I would just say for all men, just like, look at that. How are you treating your wife? And is that how you want your daughters to be treated? And I bet you many of you are going to change the way you treat your wives.
I love it.
I love you.
Very good. I love you. Okay, last one.
Last question.
This is from...
Wait a minute. We've
had enough.
No, we got like these. Listen, camera on me. Okay, listen. These questions are amazing. This is the kind of stuff, right? It doesn't have to just be about kids. It doesn't have to just be, about psychology. Everything. Remember, 20 plus years as an entrepreneur. Like, please pick my brain in every aspect of this. I want to share as much as I can with you. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a tweet, and it's from Order of Man. And he says, what are your thoughts about the president-elect and how/if this will change anything? Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun, dun. We need like the theme music for the presidential whatever. Okay.
God bless America.
God bless. Yes, God bless America. Let me start with this. I was wondering if we were going to get a question like this. We live in the greatest country on earth for one reason, and one reason only. We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to have a voice. Now, last night, I'm just looking up the last stats here. Last night, obviously, here in the United States, we had a presidential election. 47.7% of those that voted for Hillary Clinton. 47.7%. 5%, Ivan, you should put those numbers up, voted for Trump. 0.2%. That's the only thing that separated one candidate from another on the general election, right? I get it. I know the Electoral College, he seemed to, crush it, but we are divided. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If, caveat, if we come together. I've said this 100 times if you ever heard me speak, and I think I've even said it in this episode. We are all unique, but we're not individuals. We're a community. We're a nation. We are a country of one idea, one concept, and that's freedom. That's what built this country. And freedom to choose, freedom to have ideas, freedom to express, freedom to build. And as this world gets smaller and smaller and smaller, we've created a framework that's being spread to more and more and more countries, and more and more and more human beings on this planet have the opportunity to have their voices heard. Now, as a group, we're talking about one person is now a leader, and I've seen my Facebook, everybody's seen their Facebook, there's division like you can't believe, and there's hate, and there's all these things, and then there's those saying, let's love. Listen, we need to come together as a community and realize that us as 370 million or whatever we are, we're a small fraction of the world's population. But because of our power, so many people are watching us. And what do we want to be seen like? And one man or one woman does not define who we are. This wasn't something, the media wants to put it as it was man versus woman, it was white versus black, it was LGBTQ versus, Christianity. No. We're all human beings. We're all unique. We all have gifts. And we need to come together as a true community. And I beg you to use this as an opportunity to stand behind the positive. I think Trump's acceptance speech last night was amazing. And if that's the kind of leader he's going to be for the next 4 years, we might be in for a treat. If he's not, then we're going to have to deal with that. But we, as a community, created this nightmare, if you want to see it that way. And the nightmare that I see it as is we're divided, straight down the middle, 47.5 and 47.7. We are divided. That's the nightmare to me. And we created this nightmare. So the way that we can change this, the way that we can make this something that the world has never seen before, is coming together as one and remembering where and why and how beautiful this country is and the opportunities that this country gives us. And you can hear story after story from other individuals who have come to this country from other countries. This is an opportunity for us as a nation, not for one man, not for one woman, as a nation, as a community, to come together and to create something beautiful and amazing and powerful. And most importantly, we can be leaders to the entire world as to what freedom really means. It's not easy. It's not cheap. It's not just sit on the couch and it comes to you. You got to work for it. And you don't work for it by flamboyantness. You don't work for it by hate. You don't work by it by shoving a religion or an idea down somebody's throat. You don't work by it by shaming. You work by it by coming together and realizing we all have a choice. We have a choice to be a racist. We have a choice to be a bigot. We have a choice to be a Christian. We have a choice to be whatever we want to be in this world. And we also have a choice as to how we treat each other. And I implore you, be an example of treating each other with respect, with patience, with honesty, and with love. So I think that this election, unlike any other, gives us an opportunity to wake up, realize that we created this division. We created this reality TV show. And is this the life we want? Get behind our leader when he's in the right or he's trying to be positive. Don't hate on him. This isn't a time to hate and call names. If he leads us in a poor direction, that's a different conversation. But it's time for us today, to unite with our unique gifts, our unique talents, our unique ideas, come together and make this country great. It's a weird way to end the show, but I think that's it. Like,
Wes for president. And
2060.
USA.
USA. So
You like make me want to try out for the Olympics now. I feel like.
let's do it. You should. Just try it for the Beauty Olympics. You'd get like all the gold medals. Yeah. Like just put a bunch of gold medals down here and brownie points for me. Listen, this has been an awesome first show. Thank you, honey. Ivan, you, I'm sure did something, but appreciate all that you do. Send in your questions, hashtag wake up with Wes, and you should be good. You know, they can hear you, Ivan. We have a boom mic. It's like,
Yes, I'm aware of that, Wesley.
okay. He'll get me back in the editing. Send in your questions. Thanks, guys.